What is going on, maniacs? Welcome to the Manga Madhouse. Today I have an incredible manga haul for you today. I know that I said I've been breaking down my manga hauls because I don't know when I'm able to record, so I'm trying to record, as quick as I can, as fast as I can, when I can. But today I have time and we got a special one. We got a very, very special one. So, without further ado, I think we should just go ahead and get into it. The very first volume, I'm gonna kind of do this almost by size because that's how it goes on my shelf now. So we'll try that and see where that gets us. The first set of manga I'm going to be showing you is just like standard manga sizes. All these are Shonen Jump actually, so there it goes. So the first one I got for you today is Kaiju number 8, the Crunchyroll special edition for volume 1. It does look a lot like volume 8, but hey, I still like it. I didn't have a single volume of Kaiju number 8 in my collection, and I just kicked my camera, but that's okay. I didn't have a single volume of Kaiju number 8 in my collection, so it was just, I had to get this special. I think we'll see how long that special lasts. Yeah, Kaiju number 8, there's not really much to say about it outside of, I think the anime is going to be pretty good. I have not watched it yet. I'm going to read this first, and like real soon, like probably today, and then watch the anime. I know that one volume may not cover the anime. I'm not looking forward to cover the anime, but it's just so I don't go to anime completely blind. Part of me might watch the anime first. I don't know. We'll see when I get there. But I did give away another volume of this in my Discord. The actual giveaway is probably wrapping up right now in the next 2 minutes. So join the Discord, link down below. You get stuff. Now at this point in time, by the time this video comes out, you may have to pay, so there'll be a link to wherever you pay to get into the Discord. I don't know how much it's going to be yet, but you'll see if you go ahead and click the link. It's not going to be much, but it is all goes back to the community, all goes back to the Discord, so I can keep doing giveaways, so I can keep doing other fun things to kind of just keep the community booming. So thank you for that in advance if you do decide to join. You don't have to. Next, we have Jujutsu Kaisen, volume number 22. And for Jujutsu Kaisen, and I'm trying to get this in the light, for Jujutsu Kaisen, I have become indifferent about the series. It feels as though once I finish watching, caught up to the anime, it feels as though it is not as spectacular. The story is not as spectacular as I was led to believe. I still think it's great. I still like the power system, or whatever you want to call it. I say power system because I know it can be confusing with the curse energy, but I have kind of a grip on it now, and I kind of understand it. And it does help with the series. It does help you kind of consume the series. But I am leaning towards the part where I might just read it. I might just read it to, one, just finish it, get it all out of the way. And two, to see if there's a difference. Because I follow a Jujutsu Kaisen page on Twitter, and they show sometimes like, this is what the anime showed, this is what the manga showed. And it just feels as though I might get more out of the manga. If you're caught up, let me know down in the comment section below what's better. I really like the anime. I think it's one of the most well animated series I've ever seen, ever, in any genre. And it's a spectacular. I just don't know if the story is there for me. It just didn't resonate with me. First watch, maybe I'll go back and give it a second watch. Maybe I'll read and feel different. Who knows? But that's just kind of where I feel about it right now. Next, we have Yu Yu Hakusho volumes 4 and 5. I was able to get these from Barnes & Noble, which typically they do not have them, especially volume 5. I've waited about a month to get volume 5, and it finally was available. I can't remember if I got volume 5 on Crunchyroll or if I got volume 4 on Crunchyroll. One of these I got on Crunchyroll, and the other one I got on Barnes & Noble, but finally got them, and that's what matters. Yu Yu Hakusho, I don't remember how many volumes it is, but it is a series that once I do complete, I want to read it through. I've seen the anime so many times, but hey, I want to read it. It's a story you kind of gotta read, especially considering I have even though I love Hunter x Hunter the anime, Kilo is probably one of my favorite anime / manga characters ever. I don't think I'll read it. I've heard that it's just a chore to get through, and I thoroughly enjoy the anime. So maybe Yu Yu Hakusho is one that I'll actually read and leave Hunter x Hunter where it's at. And I compared the two because most of you know that they're the same manga. Next, we have two volumes of Astro Lost in Space, 2 volume 3s. Why do I have 2 volume 3s, you may ask? Well, it's because when I had that video about the terrible incident I had with USPS, Crunchyroll, it was just hard to get my manga haul, to get my manga that I bought. If Crunchyroll finally came through, and I should have that, what's his name? I should have that haul up on the channel, but Crunchyroll came through and they were able to give me the manga, but I was missing volume 3, and I thought that I just didn't get volume 3. Now, I should have just went back and looked at my order, and I did, but I didn't see volume 3, so I was like, oh, maybe I just didn't order volume 3, which is stupid because I ordered volumes 1, 2, 4, 5. But it's very much like me to forget volume 3. So I went ahead and bought it off Barnes & Noble because I was getting other things from Barnes & Noble. And then today, literally today, in the mail, this was just sitting there. I didn't even know it was coming. So I did end up getting volume 3. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I'm not gonna give it away because it's a 3. So I might just sell it and call it a day. Next, we have Dan Dan by Yukinobu Tatsu. Yukinobu Tatsu, yeah. And I found out, and I don't remember where I found this out. I think it was in one of the volumes, that this was like an assistant or understudy of Tatsuki Fujimoto, and I see the difference. I see the similarities between the two. And as they are cutting the grass, I see the similarities between the two. I do personally feel like Dan Dan, I'm only like 40 chapters in, but I feel like Dan Dan is kind of the wackiness where Chainsaw Man wants to go, but it hasn't quite gone there. Chainsaw Man is still wacky, but I don't think it's like where Dan Dan is going. Now, some people could look at Dan Dan and be like, this is completely stupid. But I feel like Chainsaw Man kind of touches on that, but doesn't quite go there. Still love Chainsaw Man. It's one of my favorite series right now, but Dan Dan has shot up and become one of my favorite series of all time. It really has. And it's not done. I'm not done with it, but I love Dan Dan. This might be a channel first. I have a manga published by Square Enix. I don't think I've ever gotten anything by them before, and this is something that it literally just caught my eye. So after I usually fill up my cart on Crunchyroll, there are times where I'll just scroll and see like try to catch things that I've never seen before. And then I saw Smoking Behind the Supermarket with You, and I thought it looked really, really cool. It looked really dope. It looked like a very just kind of laid back series, and come to find out it's almost like a rom-com. Not necessarily a rom-com, but a romance, drama story maybe. I don't know the best way to put it without I haven't completely read it yet. But it's about this guy and this girl. The guy works in corporate, the girl works at a supermarket, and smoking is his relief. So he goes behind the supermarket, meets the girl, and then one day she just doesn't show up. So it kind of goes into that. And this is by Junichi, if I'm not mistaken, is the manga. But I mean, the publishing on this is really good. It feels flat. I really like how it looks. I think the artwork on here looks good, and the artwork in the manga itself looks pretty good. But this series is something I'm actually really excited to read. I don't know how good or bad it is, but it sounds like it's up my alley. It just sounds like I really need to find another words outside of wholesome, because I don't think it's going to be wholesome, but it is going to be a series that's just like laid back and just a good story to tell. It's one of those movies where nothing is going to be like a movie where nothing really happens, but it still can be a good movie. That's how I feel like I'm going to be interpreting this, but we'll see when the time gets there. I'll be sure to let you know. Moving on to a manga we have by Kodansha, we have Blue Period by Tatsubasa Yamaguchi. If I'm pronouncing Tatsuba Yamaguchi. Hopefully I say that correctly. But Blue Period is a manga that I heard a lot of good things about. I mean, in really succession, you hear Blue Giant, Blue Lock, Blue Period, like they kind of all run together. But Blue Period is very similar to Blue Giant from what I understand, except it's about painting and artwork. I think that's going to be cool. Like I said, I'm always looking for inspiring stories. This just seems like another one, and it's something I can't wait to read. And another manga we have by Yen Press actually is The Summer Hikaru Died, Volume 3. So I do like they kind of went with this yellow here, because the first one is blue. Like it's like a darker blue, and then the volume 2 is a lighter blue, or I might have got it mixed up. No, I am right. So I do wonder kind of what the rest are gonna look like. I haven't seen the other volumes, but it does make me wonder what the rest looks like. And The Summer Hikaru Died is something I'm actually probably going to try to read to catch up, and then just read it when the physicals come out. Because I'm volume 3, so I can catch it kind of early. What else can I get into? Oh, we have some, actually I'm gonna do that, not now. We'll just do this. Parasite Volume 6, as you know, one of my favorite anime of all time. These hardcover full color editions look incredible, and I'm glad that we are almost done. Well, this is the Y, so we need the TE, so that is 2 more, and then we'll have the whole thing, and then I'm going to read it. That's a series that I've been said that as soon as I'm done collecting these hardcovers, I am going to read, just because I've never read it before. Another manga we have by Kodansha is The Fable by Katsuisha Minami. This story is about a hitman who, after a terrible scene, has to end up going basically into hiding, for what I'm understanding, and he has to do no killing. I mean, that's been your job. You've been a hitman. You've been good at it. But now you're being asked to not do it anymore. I'd love to see kind of how that story plays out. It seems very interesting to me. I know the anime is out, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. I believe that's on Hulu and technically Disney Plus, because they kind of merged their content. But yeah, once I saw that, I was like, oh, I'll read the manga, because I've been wanting to read a manga for a while, so they just now started printing this, which makes sense because the series is out. And so I used that time to be like, I'll go ahead and get the manga. I might watch it, but I'm leaning towards manga. Unless I know I'm not going to get to a series anytime soon, I just watch the anime. Everything else, I'll be like, I'll get the manga, even though sometimes it probably should watch the anime. Next up, we have Orb on the Movements of Earth, the Omnibus 2 with volumes 3 and 4. This story is more like a historical fiction, and it just sounds very incredible to me. I'm actually upset at myself that I have not read volume 1 yet. That is a pain on me. That is my fault, but I definitely need to get around to it, because it's a story that I feel like I'll find interesting. Historical fiction is one of my things. That's why I want to read Kingdom so bad, but I just haven't got around to it. But overall, I mean, historical fiction, that's just my thing. So anything historical fiction that you know that's good, send my way. All right. These next volumes of manga are incredible volumes of manga. They all came from the Anime Day sale that Barnes & Noble had on the 15th, and I believe it lasted like a couple more days after that, which great, just in time for my birthday. That's why this haul is so big, because my birthday is the 17th, and this happened on the 15th. So it was a good gift to myself, and I didn't know Anime Day was even really a thing, not globally like that. So it was cool that it was buy one get one 50% off. And be careful with these deals, because what happens is they're going to charge you for the more expensive one, and then you get 50% off on the lesser one. So just make sure you pay attention to that when you kind of putting manga and putting a haul together. That's why, like, some of these, I got multiple orders from Barnes & Noble, but the more expensive manga I put in one order, and then the lesser expensive manga I put in another order. That's kind of how I sorted it. But let's go ahead and get into it. A series that, I mean, I talk so highly about, because as far as I want to read it, it's got me hyped. Maybe that's what I should say. It's a story that has me completely hyped, and now I feel like I'm in a good place to kind of get it started, and that is Vagabond Volume 4 and Vagabond Volume 5. Volume 4 has been a pain to find. I've been looking for Volume 4 for a very, very long time, and in fact, Volume 5 got here before Volume 4 did, because as I ordered Volume 4, it went out of stock, so I had to wait a couple of weeks for Volume 4 to finally kick in, and then they sent it right away. I've never had an issue ordering from Barnes & Noble. If anything, they had a little tracking issue where it just didn't say it was out for delivery, but then it said when it was delivered, so I don't know. But maybe that's on my end, because like I always say, the customer service in my city stinks, so would not be surprised. But Vagabond, I'm so excited. I just feel like for some reason like 5 is like a good number to be like, okay, let's go ahead and get started in reading. Next, we have Blade of the Immortal, the deluxe edition, volume 4. It still trips me out about how Blade of the Immortal is kind of flipped and not in your traditional manga way. That bothers me, but I mean, these are very, very solid not omnibuses, but deluxe edition. I think who is this, Dark Horse? Yeah, Dark Horse did a great job with these, and Blade of the Immortal, with so much to read, this might take a step back and become one of those series that I read when I complete. But I'm going to make sure I get them as quick as I can, and in a reasonable way, because Blade of the Immortal just seems like an interesting story. And as you know, I love samurai; it's my thing. So I just feel like it's my due diligence. I'll be doing my due diligence if I read every samurai manga I can find, and manhwa as well. Speaking of manhwa, I have some manhwa I need to show y'all, but I forgot. But anyway, we'll just keep moving. I mean, I can't pick them all up at the same time. But we got volumes 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 of Berserk. So I am in a really, really good place now, and that's, I mean, they're all the same, so there's really no point of me showing you. It will probably be in the thumbnail, just use that picture. But I mean, there's no, yeah, they all look alike. I'm at a good point. I think 10 is a really good part for me to start reading Berserk. I know that I wanted to collect the first arc, or yeah, the first arc, so that's why I waited and for a long time to even start Berserk. But now that I have that and more, I think I'm just at a good point. If anything, I just gotta find time to sit down and read it, because obviously you cannot hold it and read it like a normal book. You have to kind of be in a special setting. So when I find some downtime, I will get started on Berserk. I can't wait to read it. This is a series that just almost, I'm not even joking, almost all my life I've heard a lot of people talk about, heard friends talk about, I've heard people talk about how much they love it. People who not really even into anime or manga like that talk about how good Berserk is, and I just could never get to it. I could never get to it because it was hard to find. Didn't want to, you know, go on those websites to watch it, and I was just lazy. Now we are here, and now we are going to get started. And yeah, I mean, that's really it. I've heard Berserk is one of the best stories you'll ever read, so it's got to be for me. I mean, it's wrapped in plastic, so it's fantastic. You know I say that. And not to kind of shift gears a little bit, but Berserk, I'm just so glad I got all those. I felt like it was a good idea by me to get those during the Anime Day sales, because it was a lot cheaper than it probably normally would have been. And lastly, we'll do this small one, like I said, that I forgot, and that is Solo Leveling volumes, was at 6, 7, 8. I mean, yeah, that's really it. Solo Leveling, that anime is doing pretty good, I guess. I've seen that there's been some flashback episodes, and after only like 4 episodes, so I've seen a lot of things about that with the anime, but I see that people do like it. I've heard that, you know, reading it is much better, but we'll see. I mean, the anime's not even done yet, but this is something I'm actually going to read pretty soon as well, considering I did take out some manga for my Q4 or Q2, I'm sorry, and I took some manga from my Q4 and Q3 and kind of moved it up, Solo Leveling being one of them, to take the place of Goodnight Poon Poon. So I will be reading this very, very shortly. It's not done though, so I might just catch up to physical and then call it a day. But that does it. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for just supporting the channel, whether that's you subscribe, whether you like the video, whether you watch the video, whether you join the Discord and have no interest in my videos at all. Just thank you so much for just interacting with me. I really can't sum up the amount of fun that I've had with these videos, with the content, with interacting with you guys. I don't think I've had this much fun doing anything in a very, very long time. And it sounds very sentimental and sappy or whatever, but I have to let y'all know that is why I feel as though I'm being as giving as I am, because I'm just grateful. Like, giving you manga, not Vagabond, because I can't, but giving you manga, whatever, is nothing compared to what y'all give me. The happiness I get from just interacting with everybody, talking about these stories, talking about just this fun hobby of collecting, it just doesn't compare. So the least I could do is just, you know, give you some manga, or give you some, you know, benefits as far as a disc, just give you a platform or a community to have fun in. Like that is the least I could do, because the fun I have doing this is just unmatched. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I don't know when my next video is going to be. I don't know what my next video is going to be about, but thank you so much. And I mean, I really couldn't do this without you, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.